Good morning, and here we are, 6 months on Triton, stranded. Now this started out as a simple 3-hour tour. We were leaving the Earth, going up to the moon, putting down a beacon, and then coming back and putting a beacon at the halfway point. And at that beacon, we were going to put a space station. Just a small halfway point so that we knew where we were and where to put the space station for refueling. And yet here we are. 4 more. Wow. 4 more large hydrogen thrusters to attempt to get this ship up into orbit and get us out back home. I've added engineering console here, and I think we'll probably put another one over here. Added a survival kit down here in engineering, and we've taken this ship and we've upgraded the batteries by a vast amount. All of that is powered by these 3 reactors that we added. And behind those reactors, 3 forward thrusting hydrogens. Let's see, what else have we done down here on the engineering deck? We've added quite a bit more atmospherics to maneuver. This ship now works on Triton's atmosphere. We should be able to haul it to Pertam, land and get back off the planet. And that's right, all these engines are inside the hull. There's with thruster damage enabled, so we are able to fly, lift, and brake all in this environment. So let's see what we did. Top side, and we have crammed, and we got to put more tanks in here too. We still have to do the tank calculations on the burn. So, gunnery deck. This is this is a repair welder. This repair welder is covering the she's repairing the gun right above her. Yeah, watch your step here. We need a railing here. Maybe we need to not be walking right over reactors, but we definitely need at least a railing. Here's another repair welder. We've kept pretty much the spirit and design of this ship from the moment we captured her. But when you come outside, there she is, hanging right over the sally port, waiting to get us out of here and take us back home. And then here's the sally port. What started out as our home on Triton months ago. Let's see. Grinder pit. The sally port entrance. That right there, when you're at altitude, is gaseous enough. Is it gaseous? Gauche. Or glaring enough. But here's the sally port. Charlie Medical, all the various landing pads and the numerous ships they've seen over the last few months. The small shipyard and the iterations it's seen, including the blizzard that completely swamped everything in here. The escape tunnel that goes on for miles. The gold mine. How weird that we put a base right in the spot where we found materials right under it. And here we have good old shuttle, based on the one that got us here. She's been amped up a little bit. She can get us back up into orbit to VTS, Valentina Terrakova Station. But she is, what is she? Yeah, 1042. And and she can go up through the through the through the gate and the base, bringing people into the welcome center. So you land, go up the staircase, and you get to take a nice walk through the welcome center. Lounge area. Pick up your copy of Mars Today. Through security screening. Last chance to drop off your contraband items. And then such lovely propaganda such as extend your tour, ask about bonus incentives before boarding for those people who are thinking about leaving. Please proceed to customs and medical. So from there, yeah, you get down to Charlie Medical, get cleaned up, get assigned a bunk. Welcome to Triton. Here's the big boards. This proved to be just a never-ending source of valuable data, sometimes information. Oh, I see our stream has caught the attention once again of one of the scum of the earth, a frickin' spam bot. Well, urgent care medical. Matter of fact, let me top off my power while I'm down here. Our fighter ship bay, because when you need a fighter ship, you need it handy. So here's the John wind farm. Here is the Hermione fuel tank. She started out as a V6, but we couldn't make it work. But she has an inline. Yes, she does not look good, but she's very, very functional. She has a jump drive. She has made it from here to Pertam, or not Pertam. Which planet did she get to? I still have a beacon for it. The Triton orbit insertion point. There might be an orbital beacon up here somewhere. There's the Triton jump point. She made it somewhere. What is that one over there? I don't remember where I took her to, but we had to rescue somebody that was kidnapped. While in their cryopod, someone else took a jump and took them with them. I had to go pick them up and bring them back. That brings us here. Yeah, let's see how that looks without light. That looks much better without the light. Here is Cool Runnings 2. As you remember, we came down to planet with Cool Runnings. Well, we came down with the Shuttle 1040 Longform that brought us out here. And she never made it back off the planet. And the 1041 was built up in space, and the 1042 was built down here. And this is the, as you might remember, the 3-week journey around the planet in Snowman. Again, based off the 1040 model. But the Snowman, we left here on a Thursday with the comment of, hey, we're going on a trip around Triton. Who wants to go? John hopped in and Crowbar said, no, wait, you'll be back real quick. And it took us 3 weeks. And we came back with Jack Frost that we captured and repaired. And then we came back with this, which we also captured. I'm not sure how this is repaired. It's a very interesting looking design. So I think it still needs the middle repaired on it. And we also captured 2 other ships that we sent back home. One didn't last very far, and the other one up here. Capture 1. We've used her to take down, and we have taken down every type of enemy ship that has spawned on this planet. But this is what allowed the last takedown to occur. And the whole stern sheet addition to accommodate that, plus all the reactors to power the batteries, so the batteries can feed these guns. But without the reactors, when you fire them, the ship falls 600 to 700 meters, as it's just dead weight with no power, waiting for things to recharge. So we've greatly fixed the recharge rate. We've got space on here to take 4 ships back to Earth with us. We've talked about them, but I don't think we finalized which ones we're taking. Alright, quick inside tour since we're here. The only ways to get in are back here through the engineering spaces. Through the airlock, because this is outside the space. So yeah, through the airlock, past 1, 2, is that 4? Yeah, past 8 of many hydrogen tanks. Large cargo containers, trip up to officers' country. We've accounted for all the crew and officers. And the officers get their own little, every officer has a deck, has their own berthing, a couple of showers, bathrooms, more lockers, because you can never have enough lockers for all your junk. But we've accounted that all the officers get their own rack and their own space with their own desk. And then in slightly more cramped quarters, here's the starboard berthing. Again, all the crew gets their own bunk. Slightly less comfortable accommodations. And they all get 1 locker. Hey, they signed up for it. They knew what they were getting. Okay, here's the galley area. All of our daily need stuff. And then, yeah, some weapon storage. This brings you into medical. Okay, let's refill while we're here. Fully functioning medical. And then to support all the crew for a long voyage, all the cryotubes. Remember, the crew has a cryotube. 2 decks worth of them. I know, quite a bit of work. And then over here, port berthing. Mostly a duplicate of the starboard berthing. Alright, we've been to hydrogen, we've been to storage, we've been to cryo and medical. Let's head. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, this is the original reactor room. It was added thinking that, and by the way, that's all heavy armor protecting it because, you know, expect it to get hit around here a lot. It was added because that's what we expected, where things were going to go. 1 reactor. And as you can see from the 3 more in the back, we were wrong. Alright, so actually, how do you get up here? Oh, by the daily need stuff. Yeah, these are all lockers for storage. And yes, locker 10. They're all named, they're all numbered. You could put stuff in them and find it. So here's the crew's lounge / dining area. Obviously, we don't need space for the entire crew because we'd be eating in shifts. And now up to the bridge. So here we go. 1, 2, 5 con stations. docked at the Sally port. All reactors are off. Time, status, inventory, and of course the most important, who's sitting in their seats. And here's the crew manifest. Captain Hubert Lynch in command. 2, 3, 6 officers and her crew of 5 in engineering, 7 in gunnery, and 3 in navigation and supply. And something we found going out with Jack Frost. Drew, today is awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Here's the status of every door on board the ship, because we run with oxygen enabled. And something we found that was very interesting is to have a status of every door, so that you can tell in case something got opened or left open. And along with that, we've given ourselves, let's see which chair has it, because we have to finish the bridge commands before we leave. The ship's last flight was to do a takedown. 2. One of them has to have it. Do they not? Let's try this one since she's got the, this position has the gunnery chair. No. One last chance. This is definitely a working spot. Inventory, seat positions. There you go. Updated for me being in the chair. Docking status, no ships are docked to us. Yeah, but where is your... Nobody has it. How do you drill with big machines? So you can right drill click with a ship that you're in, but if you're running an automated mining script, you can't right drill. You can only left click drill and gather. So you can right and left click drill with your hand. If you're in a pilot's chair and you're drilling, you can do the same thing. But if you're running a script to automatically drill, like an auto miner, a PAM auto miner, you can only left click drill. Also, if you've set up something with timer blocks, like we have the self-replicating drills to drill out the mining pits that are linked to timing blocks, same thing. They can only left click drill. So be prepared to bring a lot of resources back. Do we have a group for the doors? Oh man, it would take forever to find that door. Here we go. All bar doors, some of the hangers. We'll figure it out when we're on dock before we take off. But there is a button within the group to label everything, to shut all the hatches. Alright, last part of the tour. Captain's quarters. Obviously, bigger space. Same drab color. The wardroom. Couple status boards. Enough seating for all the officers. Let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Get us off Triton, buddy. Alright, and then from the pilot house, the bridge, you can come down here and you can get outside, check on the ship. Got a whole area up here. But last flyby. Does the bow need to be repaired? Nope, she's been repaired. Might need a little more railing work up here, I don't recall. But we've got enough armament for local defense. And we've got more than enough for some big heavy takedown to get us out of here. And then here's the engines being built. So I put this in because the first hydrogen I set in. Oh, well, when you turn the block on, that is left-click drilling. That's the thing with when you're in a ship. If you want to right-click drill, when you have two buttons with the drill, you can drag down. When you're sitting in the cockpit, you press the G key. One will bring down the block, and the other one brings down the either a group or the individual drill. And when you bring it down, you'll be presented with a pop-up of all the choice options that you can use, including drill on, drill off, or the combo button on off. But once it's on and it's your active tool, what you right and left click with the mouse is what will control it, unless you just turn it on. So you select it as a block tool. The first placement I did stuck down too much. So then I used this as a gauge to help me know how far I had to make space inside. But let's see how we're doing. Let me go down. If you still have a question, Drew, let me know. I'll go down to a miner and I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'll just go grab one right now, since you asked. Is this one of mine or one of Crowbar's? That's one of Crowbar's. That's one of Crowbar's or John's. That's another copy of the same version. That is weird. How did that happen? From the Great Blizzard. Right clicking. And cleaning all this out of here. I wonder if she'll fall or explode. So a few weeks back we had a great blizzard that came through and totally recovered the surface of everything back up. That's weird that got... Is this thing even attached? This might not be attached. Is it? Nope, she's not attached. She's just stuck there. So she fell from somewhere. Yes, thank you, Jetpack Warning Notice. With no time to spare. I can grab fresh bottles from there, or we can just go to the source. This would be a good chance for me to check on our hydrogen status anyway. How are we doing on hydrogen? She's at 100%. Because I think we might be adding 6 hydrogen tanks upstairs. But let's check the big board. We've got 105 million liters of hydrogen. Yeah, that'll more than fill up the tanks in the ship upstairs. Okay, here we go. Let's see how she's doing. Yeah, she's set up for her script. Let's get her undocked. Engines on. Hydrogens are on. Let's disconnect. Okay. Let's show you some left and right click mining. Okay, left click. Notice the drills go in that direction. Okay, right click. They go in the same direction. How about that? Let's clear this out. Right clicking. Notice the weight down at the bottom. There we go. No weight gain at all. I'm just holding down the right click, the right mouse. And that's allowing us to clear a tunnel. Stop drilling. Let's left click. And watch the weight down at the bottom as it changes. See, and then our inventory bar is going up. So we're filling the ships up. You can also see the difference in the size of the tunnel. And if we right click, we widen the tunnel back out. So right click drilling gives you a wider tunnel, gives you none of the materials, but you have to do it manually. Seems like a fair trade-off, because otherwise you'd have goobers self-drilling tunnels down to the center of planets and crashing the game and blaming the devs. Water check. Hey, remember to take a drink. Let's see, where's the good old other two? There she is. Touch your toes. All right, everybody, on your feet. Let's touch those toes. And then the most important one. Come on. Let's hear it. What did I just clip on? Did I just hit something? Oh, she's ejecting. Dropping off stone. You can only have so much stone. Then you need more. Did we change the screen on her? No, we did not. ISL has produced some great ships. We've had a lot of fun with them. And that's why Money Vectors, the Ice Queen 2. Remember, if you damage a ship and you lose it, always increment your numbers. Admit your failures. Keeps you honest. This baby is like a hot knife and butter Cadillac. Even fully loaded. ISL definitely gets it. When you make a ship, if you got a cargo container, you should be able to fill it, carry it full. Why did we lose outside camera? Let's get down off the ceiling. There we go. Alright, where are we? I wonder why he docked us in here sideways. Well, different people dock different ways. In game and in real life. Do we have a camera on that side? 7. That's our forward camera. No, that's our that's the support side camera. Okay, this has to be. There we go. Let's stop driving like a rookie. Can you get us connected there, buddy? Maybe we should know where the camera is in relation to the ship and its docking ports. There's the docking port. Okay, but where's the camera? Oh, she's underneath it. So we need to see that docking port in the camera. So that's in the camera, which means, come on. If you always gotta forget. Okay, stop what you're doing, idiot. You're taking us all over the place. Okay, take us forward just a tap. Just a tap. Okay, now take us down so that we're underneath this. And we should be able to see the ring as she glows. Now bring us over. There it is. Look at you talking like it's not your first time here. And if we had had anything on board, our weight would have gone down as it transferred off. So we're docked. So let's get out of the camera view. Not get out of the cockpit. What an idiot. Okay. Atmo's off. Next time, dock the ship. There you go. Connect us up. What is this button doing? Switch lock. On which connector? The rear connector, probably. You know, more cameras. So I got 6 cameras. So I should always change the buttons around. Because look at that, we're not docked. Find me connectors. No, we're connected to the sally port. Okay, let's try it again. Atmo's off. There we go. Hydrogen off. Batteries to what? Okay, lights. How did the lights get out of sync? This is why I'm not a fan of the combo on-off button. Give me an on, give me an off. Let me check the status of it myself. Okay, batteries to recharge. And out we go. Okay. I hope that answers your question on left and right click drilling. Thanks for asking. See what else is there to see here at the sally port before we leave it. Oh yeah, the mushroom management. Keep them in the dark and feed them shit. So here's underground storage for the sally port. This takes you down to the underground view of the grinder pit. Not to be ignored, grinder pit, incredibly valuable way to hide your mistakes right away. But this is all the grinder pit. Build it slowly over time because you're not going to have this amount of resources on the first day. But don't forget, people work here. Okay. These are all storage tanks. Never have enough of them. Unless you got to build them and then you're wondering, why do we need... How many of these do we have? that row back there, 1, 2, 3, 4, what, 16. Do we need 16 large storage containers? Holy cow! What are these things even full? What the hell? All right, all the cans are called 57. I don't know why someone picked it. It's what we're stuck with. Again, another beauty of multiplayer. Play these games multiplayer. Other people will come up with ideas. You'll be stuck with them. You'll go to bed one night, you'll come back, and somebody starts the layout for 16 large storage containers, and you spend the next day building them. 349, 94. You'll notice that we're not running any sort of Izzy's automated script. We did it all manual. Yeah, some of these are full. A couple of these are, most of these are ready to top off. What's this guy full on? The computers. That's the biggest bulk here. That's taking up 1,900 liters. 75 here. 4,000. Motors are way heavier than you would ever think. Here it is. 111,000 steel plates. Yeah, that's sucking up a lot of space in all of these. Here's 632,000 ice taken up. Here's another 500,000 plus pieces of ice. Wow. Okay. And then you've got this place with its own, how many? 3, it's currently 7 cans. Of course, you'll know from the desert color what's in these things. That's right, gravel. Yay. The thing that we still never figured out how to get rid of. This is a mushroom farm. It's underground, somewhat automated. And all it's doing is creating a ton of those, of this little beauty stuff right here. Algae soy product. And that's used as a base in daily needs to feed everybody. Base component. But this is what it takes to feed, you know, all of the people who have traipsed through the Sallyport and on Alpha Shipyards. It takes a large production facility because you need to make a ton of it right away. You got to get a buildup of food going. And it's a lot easier to do this way. You'll recall from our contest, this is a giant canister for ice. And we determined how much do you get from a can of ice. Back in April, we brought in 1.1 million units of ice. Out of that, where are the results? Let's move the results up top on the window so they're easier to see. Because we don't really need everybody's wrong ass guess. We need the results first. Okay, out of 1.1 million units of ice, we got 0.09% of organics, 6,000 units of gravel, and 67,000 of drinkable water. So, wow, not a lot of organic out of a large container of ice. But, yeah, we also guessed on how long it would take for the work to do. All right, there's a that water processor linked just to this can, just to feed this whole little, just a bet. And this is the last thing. Well, I mean, we still got the factory area, but this is John's trailing gear. And here is another tunneling drill rig going off into the distance to replace stone whenever there's a problem with a miner. Different people like different ways of gathering resources. Some want to mine, some want auto miners, others want to drill. You put it all together and you end up with the two guys' mushroom farm and 16 canisters of parts. 16 canisters of parts might seem crazy to you unless you've actually built a large ship. and then taken it up and had it immediately get ripped apart in combat. Look, space for more cans in here. Yeah, here's through here. Everything connects from the refineries and the assemblers back over to here. Reactor room. This should be built up a lot better. The reactor room just got filled up with a reactor and nothing else. Dining area. And then you're in the factory area. Here's all the input cans, the refineries, the ingot storage, and the assemblers. And then back down underground and out into the storage farm. And then the last part of the tour, for some reason this is always the last room we do a tour. There's the laser beacon, laser antenna, communicating with VTS up in space. And then she has a laser antenna to talk to the other planets. Defenses, the PAM controllers, LCDs, timer blocks, and the big boards. So, thanks for joining us for the tour. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can finish building those engines, put on a couple more hydrogen tanks, set them to stockpile, and then finally break free from Triton. And then, hopefully, again, fingers crossed, hope to be getting back to the Earth. So,